We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank y'all so much for clicking the play button. Hopefully you click that like button as well. If you're watching me on X, do me a favor, hit that love button and also the repost button or the quote button, and make sure you tag a brother button. I think I said button like 50 million times. Shout out to everybody who pulled up this morning, and don't mind having me in your speakers as you drive to work, as you work out, as you're working at the office, or as you're chilling at the house, and you got me playing through your speakers or your TV, and your dog is in front of the TV like, who is this black man? Who is this black man? And the only thing you hear is ruff, 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 ruff. And then when you run it through the dog to English transmitter, transrubator, you see that all he's doing is trying to figure out why is a black man on my TV early in the morning holding up a mug that says LFR family sipping hot tea. Yeah. We got some great things to talk about today. And thank you to everybody who appeared last night during our late live stream. I saw a couple of people inside the chat like, yo, this is late, but make sure that we still have the morning show. So we're back with the morning show. Shout out to all my blues, Shoemaker, Nannies, Take on the World, Lisa Marie, Sweet Angel. Who else is here? Who else is here? And one person that's not a blue, but hey, they get announced with the blues. Shane is back. What's up, Shane? All right, let's go and jump into it. Today we're going to have a conversation about a few things. How Marco Rubio plans sweeping reorganization of the State Department. We're also going to talk about how a major wildfire erupted in Ocean City, New Jersey. We're also going to talk about how RFK Jr. just blew the lid off one of the food industry's dirtiest, nastiest secrets. RFK Jr. is already shaking Sugar Honey Iced Tea up. Yeah. Just in case you're wondering where I get this mug, I got this mug from my Patreon. Yeah. So my Patreon members, after being a Patreon for 3 months, they get a mug sent to them. Ain't that cute? This was back in the day. I'm not asking anybody to join my Patreon. I am horrible on my Patreon. I'm in rebuild right now, rebuilding. So yeah. All right. So Lori Vallow, Daybell, convicted in Arizona of conspiring to unalive her estranged husband in 2019. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to follow up on the Supreme Court appears likely to let students opt out of hearing LGBTQ books in class. So the Supreme Court is considering that. They're listening to the parents. The parents have an issue with it. They're not going to force feed anybody, saying, look, that's a part of the curricula now. You got to deal with it just like everybody else got to deal with it. Now they're listening to the parents and they're saying, you know what? Y'all may have a point. We're also going to talk about how Judge Halts deportations of Aurora ICE detainees to El Salvador. Yep. So we are halting deportations to El Salvador. Yeah, because enough people have made some noise. So yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. This is going to be a fun live stream. I'm still waking up, but hopefully this tea helps me in my LFR family mug. But to start this thing off, man, I want to kick it off with a story that I thought was dope. Well, I thought it's developing right now. All right, so Shannon Sharpe. How many of y'all heard of Shannon Sharpe? Shannon Sharpe used to work alongside Skip Bayless on, I believe, ESPN or NBA TV. I don't know. It was one of them shows, sports shows, where they always going back and forth on who's the greatest player of all times. Shannon Sharpe's position is LeBron James, Lakers in 5. And Skip Bayless is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Everything leads to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Everything. But it was a phenomenal show. Fast forward, Shannon Sharpe ends up leaving that company, and he's not doing only he's not doing only sports anymore. He's talking about pop culture. He's interviewing, comedians and actors and actresses and artists, and his podcast is blowing up. His numbers are phenomenal. The bank just exploded. This dude has 10 timed in his bank account. He's rocking and rolling. Well, he likes to date young girls. Young girls. They're grown. They're above the age of 18, if you want to call that grown. But me being a 47-year-old man with a 19-year-old baby girl and a 28-year-old baby girl, 24-year-old son, and a 26-year-old son, 23-year-old son and a Junior's about to turn 26-year-old. I do not understand how these older guys date these younger women, because mentally and emotionally they are not there. And if you're just using them for their bodies, that to me comes off as creepy. But if you are one of them OGs that like to date them younger girls, I'm not judging you. It may seem like I'm judging you. I'm not. I'm just simply saying that if I were single, that would not be me, man. I see no issue. Why do you not want to date somebody your own age, somebody who understands you, somebody that can give you advice, give you some guidance on some things, that can hear you and empathize with what you're going through, because they've been there before, or they at least have an understanding because this is their demographic, this is their age group. Like, it's just so many things going on. But just in case you are not abreast, let me go and catch you up. All right. So we got Dr. Umar. I know a lot of y'all love Dr. Umar. So I'm going to go ahead and let Dr. Umar speak for a moment. Then we're going to pull back up and we're going to have a great time. Thank you so much, guys, for pulling up. Hit that like button, share this video. And if you're watching on X, make sure you repost or requote. Let's go.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny, I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one.
Van, your audio is not working.
Just in case y'all are wondering why he's saying things 3 times, thank you so much. This is just something that Dr. Umar does. Is a part of his whole thing. He repeats the same thing 3 times. 3 times. Sometimes if he repeats it, he's going to say it 3 times. But pick up what he's putting down, and then we're going to finish this conversation. Okay, let's go.
But Uncle Shay Shay, no more bunnies after this. Can somebody confirm if he's being accused by snow bunnies or Afro queens? Is Uncle Shannon being accused of snow bunnies or Afro queens? Who can confirm? Does anybody know the race of Uncle Shay Shay's accusers? Are they black or are they white? Are they black? Is this a rice bunny situation? Is this a snow bunny situation? Is this a sand bunny situation? Is this a salsa bunny situation? Teresa Double O. If you have a co-wife, you can fill out my wifey resume.
All right, so basically this whole thing is about he has a message for Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is being sued. Young lady accused him of rape that he's in a relationship with. They've had relations. And this conversation took place between he and her, where she was trying to get some, I guess she was trying to record him saying something that she can use for her future lawsuit or whatever. And things are not quite panning out for her. But here's the thing. He offered her $10 million. He offered her $10 million and she turned it down. She said, no, I don't want 10 million. And her lawyer are going for $50 million. All right. But had he listened to Monique, who is a comedian herself, she was on his channel and she said this to him. I wish he would have listened, because if he would have listened, he wouldn't be facing all this mess.
What's happening? This dating thing, because this is Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know
I'm
you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
So Monique was on his show. She said to him, yo, you don't need to be, you 54, bro. You don't need to be dating no 26-year-old or 36-year-old. Well, he said, you know what? I'm going to listen to you. I won't date a 26-year-old and I won't date a 36-year-old. I'm going to date a 19-year-old. I'm going to do whatever I want to her and I'm going to mold her how I want to mold her. And nobody's going to be the wiser. Like money is exchanging, respect is exchanging. I'm going to allow her to do what she do. But here's the part. She felt disrespected. So she called him out. So this right here happened. She called him and she's recording him. And this is what he said to her. He said that he was going to choke her if she continued to use a certain term, saying that he was manipulating her. Here is the clip right here.
Like, I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay.
So then he said, if you say that word to me one more time, I'm going to effing choke the sugar honey iced tea out of you. And then she says, well, I don't want to be choked. You know what I mean? She threw that back on him. And he said, yeah, you do. So then it kind of seemed like they was kind of sort of flirting at that point. So then he put this out right here to get in front of it, just to let people know what was going on. I'm trying to give y'all the entire thing so y'all understand.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Now that's the part right there. He said Tony Busby, the guy that put a lawsuit on Diddy and Jay-Z, saying that a 13-year-old girl came forward saying that they did something to her when she was younger. A lady came forward saying that when she was 13, A, B, and C happened with Jay-Z and Diddy. And it turns out to be untrue. But here's the thing that I don't like that Shannon Sharpe is doing. Shannon Sharpe is still trying to play the race card, bro. That's the part right there, man. Cut that out, bro. Cut that out, man. He said this lawyer only targeting black men. Bro, what? You put yourself in this position so that you can be targeted. You're a 54-year-old grown-ass man, and you decide to mess with a little-ass girl. You go to somebody's campus and pull them on their sophomore year. And I know it's a sophomore year because my daughter is 19 and she's in her sophomore year of college as well. If this young lady is even in college, because from what I understand, the girl that he was dating or doing all types of things to that I'm certain her father would not approve of, she was 19 when they very first started, and an OnlyFans star. One of those 19-year-olds on OnlyFans that's making a whole poop ton of money. So he decided to throw some bags at her. So now he's trying to get in front of it, saying that the lawyer is only coming after me because he targets black men who are doing big things. So does young women, white, black, brown, blue, or other. They also target people, men, black men who are doing big things, especially if you're an athlete. But you ain't mind that. I guess they got to get on their knees and do something strange for some change in order for you to be all right with that. So that's where he is right now. He's trying to get in front of it. Let us finish this.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
So he says she's known as Carly on OnlyFans. That right there was a violation of the what did they sign? What do they sign when you go and party with the superstar and they make you sign something? What's the word, guys? Y'all know the word. What is it called?
Non-disclosure agreement.
So I don't know why you pulled it up on the screen. So what is it's called an undisclosure? So it's a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Yeah, an NDA. So when they signed the NDA, this actually goes against Shannon Sharpe because of they're not supposed to expose one another. They're not supposed to put the other party out there in the public. He did that. He said who she is. He said what she does. And he also offered already to pay her $10 million, which she turned away and said, no, I don't want that. And then when that amount was not big enough or was not good enough for him, he said, you know what, then let's take it to court. Let's take it to court then. Your word over mine, your proof over mine. Let's move forward. This is just another shakedown. I'm an athlete. Everybody know that these women want athletes' money. Okay, and if these women want athletes' money, then how about you court somebody who's closer to your age, somebody who will give you all of the things that you need to as a support, you know, as a helpmate, somebody that's a potential wife, instead of just using these girls as toys. And now you're faced with these hardships because you decided to do things the wrong way. Shannon Sharpe, you know better. You're 54, bruh. You know better. And everything you're getting right now, you earned it. You earned it. Not saying that this couldn't happen with an older chick. This happens with older chicks all the time. We see that these older females, these with great bodies and hang around these basketball stars all the time. They target these young NBA players. Then they get pregnant by them and they get what they want. And then they take them to court and they make sure that they got 18 years of support. So these women are playing the long game. You've been an ex-athlete and a huge podcaster and sports commentator. You should know the game already. And if you decide to play the game according to their rules and let them play you, then you deserve every penny of it. Let's go ahead and jump into our first real story. Marco Rubio plans sweeping reorganization to the State Department. Let's go and jump into it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, gang. This is going to be really not that long of a conversation, but we're going to make sure that we tackle all of the important pieces. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. All right, we're good. All right, so hit the like button, gang. Let's go and get to it. And thanks again for pulling up and spending this morning time with me. I seen the different names. Last night we was live at like 11:30, and people in the chat was like, yo, we live pretty late tonight, but make sure we still have our morning show. That made me feel good, man. That tell me that you guys are cool with the morning show, and I'm appreciative, and I'm ready to keep it going. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this here.
Today, Secretary Rubio is announcing a comprehensive reorganization plan that will bring the department into the 21st century. This approach will empower the department from the ground up, from the bureaus to the embassies. Region-specific functions will be consolidated to increase functionality. Redundant offices will be removed, and non-statutory programs that are misaligned with America's core national interests will cease to exist. Under President Trump's leadership, we have a commander-in-chief committed to putting America and Americans first. As his Secretary of State, Secretary Rubio announces that he is in fact confident a reformed State Department will meet the moment and help make our country great once again.
All right, so what had happened was, all right, so let me go and cut this bad boy off.
A great code.
Because it's about to start saying a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced to a major restructuring of the State Department, aiming to eliminate many long-standing offices and hundreds of positions, reducing the number of offices from 734 to 602, and cutting approximately 700 Washington-based positions. Whew. Lord, I don't like when people are losing their jobs, man. I'm just going to let y'all know that, but I do know it's necessary. It's necessary. They got to trim the fat in order to really focus on how to bring some money back to our country. Rubio described the current State Department as bloated, bureaucratic, and unable to perform its essential diplomatic mission in this new era of great power competition, arguing that the bureaucracy prioritizes radical political ideology over America's core national interests. The plan consolidates region-specific functions to increase functionality, removes redundant offices, and eliminates non-statutory programs misaligned with U.S. interests, with an internal working group tasked to implement changes by July 1. While the reorganization targets significant staff reductions, including a directive of undersecretaries to plan 15% personnel cuts, no immediate layoffs are planned, and employees will receive a 60-day notice if affected. All right, so the State Department notified Congress of the plan with Democrats expressing concerns about diminishing U.S. global leadership, while spokesperson Tammy Bruce downplayed the role of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE, in the reorganization, emphasizing it as a result of broader efficiency lessons. So that's where we are right there. Let me go ahead back over here, close this out. Don't know why in the world this is not closed out, but okay, let me go ahead and close this bad boy out. This is the problem, bro. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. All right. Okay. Forget it. I can't close it. Can't freaking close it. I can't close it. Okay. All right. So Marco Rubio's having to change things up. He's doing his job that he was hired to do. Trump put together this team, and they are making sugar honey iced tea happen. Yeah, 700 jobs will be lost. They're trimming the fat. They're doing exactly what Trump wanted to do in his first term, which was drain the swamp. And so far, half of the country is appreciative of his moves. The other half is not. They're getting louder and louder and louder, saying that this is what you guys earned. This is what you guys asked for. I'm sure you regret it now. And the people that voted for Trump, myself included, are saying, regret? Nah, not so much. I wouldn't say we regret it. Not going to say we regret it. So, so that's where we are right now. So this right here came from Secretary Rubio's, Marco Rubio's X feed that I want to show you guys. And make sure you hit the like button if you're watching me from Twitch, YouTube, or X, and make sure you repost this bad boy or hit the requote button so that other people can see it as well. All right, so this right here came from his X page where it says, "Today is the day under POTUS, President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, leadership, and at my direction, we are reversing decades of bloat and bureaucracy at the State Department. These sweeping changes will empower our talented diplomats to put America and Americans first." Make sure y'all go ahead and read this. Again, this is on his X feed. I want y'all to go catch yourselves up so y'all can know what he's talking about. But I'm all about them making things actually happen. All the talking I can do without. You know what I mean? I want to see some things happen, Jack. But I also want to see our country become better. Like from the moves that they're making, I want to see our country become better and better and better. All right? That's just me. All right? In other news, major wildfire erupted in Ocean City, New Jersey. Not sure if y'all heard of that already, but I'm going to show y'all this so y'all can see it for yourselves. I don't know about these wildfires, man. They started out only in the West Coast, but now these bad boys are breaking out every day. On where I got this from Benny Johnson's X feed, and it says evacuations are in progress after a major wildfire erupted in New Jersey. Over 3,200 acres consumed. 3,200 acres, man. A fast-moving wildfire named the Jones Road Forest Fire. They even put a name to it. Ignited in the Pine Barrens area of southern New Jersey near Barnegat Township, Ocean County. By late Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025, it had spread across 8,500 acres with only 10% containment. 10%, bro. That's nuts. Man. The fire prompted evacuation orders for approximately 3,000 residents in Ocean and Lacey townships due to its rapid expansion and threat to communities. The blaze endangered around 1,320 structures, posing a significant risk to homes and buildings in the affected areas. The Garden State Parkway, a major north-south highway in New Jersey, was closed between exits 63 and 80 for several hours, causing traffic diversions and significant disruptions. Despite the fire's intensity and widespread impact, There were no immediate reports of injuries as of the article's publication. Here's a little bit of the fire right here, just in case you have not seen it.
Yeah, this is fucked up. We're gonna lose this. We're gonna lose this.
Yeah, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. This is absolutely insane, bro. This is absolutely insane. Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Now, the first time the world was brought to an end, and only my Christians would probably appreciate this, was by water. They saying that the next time will be by fire. We're seeing a whole poop ton of fires now. So if somebody can help me make sense of that, that would be absolutely appreciated. Absolutely appreciated. You know what I mean? We got some other video of the footage as well. This is nuts. This is nuts. This is absolutely diabolical. This is nuts, bro. I mean, this is scary to me. When I watch it, I know some people are saying these things happen. Like, get over it. These things happen. What's the big deal? What's the big deal, bro? This is the big deal. This statement is true. They did it. I saw Joe Biden over there holding a match and running. Him and Kamala, they hopped in the car. We seen the whole thing. They had on shiesty masks. Y'all know what shiesty masks are, right? Those are the masks that the young people be wearing in the summertime and be mad when the store owner tell them to remove the mask from their face, because everywhere they go, they got on the daggone shiesty mask. Why y'all got on the shiesty mask, a ski mask to cover your entire face at a moment's notice? What's that about? What you about to do where you're gonna have to run and hide who you are? I don't trust it. I don't trust it one daggone bit. So yeah, the country is burning up. The country is burning up. Yeah. This is nuts, man. Continue to pray for yourself. Pray for others. If you haven't prayed today, after our live stream or right now, and if you can just close your eyes and say, Lord, thank you for another day to get it right. Thank you for life and health. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for protecting me from seen and unseen dangers. Thank you for this roof that you placed over my head. Thank you for this vehicle to be able to get to and fro. Thank you for loved ones. Thank you for people all over this world, this country, who have me and my family's best interests at heart. Thank you just for who you are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. You thank God for everything that he has provided for us. He's already doing for us. And you don't have to ask for anything. God will see your heart. God knows that you are concerned about this country, and you are concerned about New Jersey, and you are concerned about many other things. And you will be taken care of. You will be squared away. You know what I mean? But just make sure that you spend that time in your prayer closet to get those things done. Have those conversations with God, because who else we going to have a conversation with that's going to fix the issues that we're seeing today? I don't know. If you come up with some better answer than our Lord and Savior, I'm here for it. I would love to hear it. In other news, RFK Jr. just blew the lid off of one of the food industry's dirtiest, nastiest secrets. Yeah, he is starting sugar honey iced tea, and he don't care what anybody has to say. Yes, he did. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, but y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, gang. Make sure you hit that like button. Let me go pull this bad boy up. But yeah, so RFK is he's making moves, man. He is making moves, man. So yeah, check this out.
Secretary RFK Jr. is speaking now on his plan to eliminate artificial food dye from the American food supply. He's joined by Marty McCary and Jay Bhattacharya. Let's listen in.
And it was going to steal from us and erode all of our leadership, our moral authority, and our values, and our role as an exemplary nation. And since his death, we've had this extraordinary chronic disease epidemic. When my uncle was president, 3% of American kids had chronic disease. Today, it's around 60%. And these are a broad category, the ones that Marty mentioned, like ADHD, the neurological disorders, ADD, ADHD, speech delay, language delay, tics, Tourette syndrome, narcolepsy, ASD, and autism. All of these are injuries that I never heard of when I was a kid. They were not part of the nomenclature. They weren't part of the dialogue. There was zero spent in this country treating chronic disease when my uncle was president. Today, it's about $1.8 trillion annually. It's bankrupting our nation. 74% of American kids cannot qualify for military service. Oh, how are we going to maintain our global leadership with such a sick population? We have all these autoimmune diseases, these exotic diseases. And again, I never heard of juvenile diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Crohn's disease, and 100 others that were just unknown when I was a kid. I never knew anybody with a peanut allergy. I never knew anybody with a food allergy. Why do 5 of my 7 kids have allergies? I never knew of anybody who had eczema. I knew of a very small number of children who had asthma, but that has exploded as well today. And our fertility is dropping dramatically. Teenagers in this country today have the same testosterone levels as 68-year-old men. Our girls are reaching puberty 6 years early, from 10 to 14 years old. And this is existential for our country. And we have to address it. And one of the probably, when I met with, and I want to commend the food companies for working with us to achieve this agreement or this settlement. And when I went in a few months or about a month ago to meet with the food companies, I was talking with my staff about these petroleum-based dyes. And I said, if they want to add petroleum, if they want to eat petroleum, they ought to add it themselves at home. But they shouldn't be feeding it to the rest of us. And without our knowledge or consent. And unfortunately, we're going to get rid of the dyes, and one by one, we're going to get rid of every ingredient and additive in food that we can legally address. One of the problems is that the industry, which all of these industries cast a dark shadow historically over this agency. And there's so many conflicts that we are now systematically eliminating. That has allowed them to suppress the science. There's shockingly few studies, even on food dyes. and on all these other all these other ingredients as well. And Jay Bhattacharya, who is here and who is running the director of NIH, is now narrowly targeting these kind of food additives for scientific study, so that one by one we can start eliminating them where they can. Where we can't, there's things that we'll never be able to eliminate, like sugar. And sugar is poison, and Americans need to know that. It is poisoning us. It's giving us a diabetes crisis. When I was a kid, I always say this, a typical pediatrician would see one case of diabetes in his lifetime. Today, it's 1 out of every 3 kids who walks through his office door. In our most recent study from NIH, 38% of American teens, half our adult population. This is existential. We are spending as much on mitochondrial disorders like diabetes as we spend on our military budget. We can't continue to exist like this. And the problem is industry is making money on keeping us sick. As Jay pointed out, ADHD is associated with all these behavioral disorders. But those disorders are treated not by changing our diet, but providing medications to treat our kids. And they get medicated, and that's the only solution. And, I would point out that there is part of the etiology of these diseases is a kind of media malpractice, a mass psychosis that has our media not talking about this. And one of the possible reasons for that is the amount of money that's coming from the pharmaceutical companies into our media and from these food companies for the advertising. The advertising has at least plays a factor. So that revenue, that extraordinary revenue stream, in disabling their capacity or their inclination for skepticism and for critical thinking. So Americans don't know what they're eating, and they don't know the implications of those things. And for those products, Mark Hyman says in his book, the 10-day sugar detox diet, which I'll give a plug to, is a very good book. He talks about how dangerous sugar is and how it's as addictive as crack.
Hold up. I'm sorry, what? Did he say that sugar is just as addictive as crack? All this time I've been thinking I've been doing a good job staying away from crack. But by me drinking and eating all the sugar I drink and eat, I might as well have went and did me some crack. So basically, RFK is saying to you all that if you're going to eat you a daggone Snickers, you might as well go get you a little bit of crack. That's what he's saying. At least that's what I'm hearing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Staten 2033, it reads, thank you, LFR fam, for broadcasting this news conference. Just think big food, and our government has allowed this for decades. Yeah, they have, because it's lucrative to them. It's highly lucrative to them, but everything he's saying is highly on point. I will say this. RFK Jr. need to be a little careful in how he ties the food industry with certain things like autism. I firmly believe that, because he was having a conversation about this, and he said some things that I started questioning and looking up, and I was asking Grok and doing my own due diligence. And some of the things that he was saying was coming off as foolish in tying foods or vaccines to autism, which potentially I believe is true. I believe it is true. but the way he delivered it and was trying to sell it was saying that there weren't any Asperger's when I was coming up. You don't know any people my age who are on the top of the spectrum. This must be something that's new. And I'm like, yo, nah, fall back from that. Let's get back to the science. Let's get back to the ingredients, to the things that we actually eat and drink and put in our bodies. Let's get back to that. That's why I respect what he has to say more. All right. So again, so Kennedy says, RFK says that they are putting petroleum-based synthetic food dyes in our food. And this comes from the U.S. food supply. And they plan on stopping all of that by 2026. They said that they're targeting 8 dyes, including red number 4, yellow number 5, and green number 3. Kennedy also emphasized that protecting our children from food like substances he described as poison, highlighting the high chronic disease burden in the U.S., with 60% of Americans affected compared to 3% during his uncle's presidency, and 74% of children ineligible for military service due to health issues. PG-13, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. 1 ice cream and 2 teaspoons of sugar in coffee is okay. No, it's not. RFK said you're short. You're done, son. Leave it be. The sugar is just like crack. Mika says RFK is 100% right. Whose science? All right, so thank y'all so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, so they're going in. They're trying to figure out the best way to make sure that we are going to be okay. And I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I appreciate it. I'm highly appreciative of it. But these brothers are trying to figure out how to save us, how to put us in a position where we can almost guarantee another 40, 50 years on our life. And I don't see no issue with that. If someone wants to remind us or want to put it out there or want to be the whistleblower to let us know that these companies are taking advantage of us, then they most certainly should. They most certainly should. This right here here's the ingredients right here from the back of a Fruit Loops box. This is from Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. This is what's in it. All right. Ingredients: corn flour blend, whole grain yellow corn flour, degerminated yellow corn flour, sugar, wheat flour, whole grain oat flour, modified food starch, contains 2% or less of vegetable oil, hydrogenated coconut, soybean, and or cottonseed, oat fiber, maltodextrin, salt, soluble corn fiber, natural flavor, red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 6, BHT for freshness. Bruh, the type of stuff we are putting in our bodies is insane. This is nuts. Thank you so much for the super chat, Van. I'm 55 and just found out I am in the spectrum of autism. Let me tell you something. I don't know how you found that out, but tell me what tests that you took so I can go take it myself. Tell me what test that you took so I can go take it myself. All right, because I want to make sure that I want to see if I'm on the spectrum or not. All right, so here are the criticisms of current food practices. RFK Jr. noted that synthetic dyes like those in U.S., Fruit Loops, and petroleum-based, unlike vegetable dyes used in Canada. and argued that American consumers deserve transparency about potentially harmful ingredients, like these ingredients we're seeing right here on the screen with me. The FDA is fast tracking natural dye alternatives like butterfly pea flower extract. And Kennedy indicated an understanding with food companies to voluntarily reformulate products, though some industry groups warned of supply disruptions. The dye ban is part of Kennedy's Make America Healthy Again movement, aiming to address the chronic disease crisis through rigorous science and regulatory action, with plans to eliminate other harmful additives in the future. So he's really trying to do his thing, man. This is why Trump put him on his squad. This is why Trump put him on his team. And I appreciate him for it. I have no issue with him from it at all. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button. I don't know if we have 583 likes yet, but it would be dope if we did. If we can hit 1,500 likes by the end of this stream, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Don't know if that'll happen, but let's see if we can make it happen as a team. Okay? Okay. All right. In other news, Lori Vallow Daybell is convicted in Arizona for conspiring to kill her estranged husband. All right, so this just now happened. I don't know why this Shannon Sharpe video just keep on popping up. My gracious, like they really want us to talk about some Shay Sharpe. Goodness, I'm trying to close. There's so many daggone these things, man. These things are ridiculous. All right, so let me just break this down on what's going on. All right, so an Arizona jury found Lori Vallow Daybell guilty of conspiring to murder her estranged husband, Charles Vallow, in July of 2019, marking another conviction for the mother, already serving life sentences in Idaho for the murders of her two youngest children and a romantic rival. The guilty verdict in Arizona means Vallow Daybell faces an additional life sentence, adding to her existing 3 consecutive life sentences without parole from Idaho for the killings of her children, Tylee Ryan and Joshua J.J. Vallow, and conspiring to unalive Tammy Daybell. Daybell, who is not a lawyer, chose to represent herself in the Arizona trial, a decision that juror Victoria Lewis noted may have harmed her case, as she appeared to not take the proceedings seriously, often smiling and laughing during the trial. So the prosecutors argued that Vallow Daybell conspired with her brother, Alex Cox, to kill Charles Vallow to collect a $1 million life insurance policy and to marry her then boyfriend, Chad Daybell, with evidence including text messages and testimony about her doomsday religious beliefs, such as claiming Vallow was possessed by a zombie. This conviction is the first of 2 Arizona trials for Vallow Daybell, with the second trial scheduled for early June 2025 on charges of conspiring to murder Brandon Boudreaux, her niece's ex-husband, who survived an attempted shooting in 2019. These people are gangster, bro. These people are gangs. They nuts. And they need to stop watching so much damn TV. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, y'all watch these damn Black Mirror series or these movies, and next thing you know, they're unaliving their children and doing all these ridiculous things. Is there any type of test that we can make people take before they get pregnant? Excuse me. I drank all my tea. My tea is all gone, man. Dang it. I'm sad now, man. I am sad my daggone tea is gone. Thank you, Nanny's Take on the World. Shout out to Michelle. I'm so very passionate about the toxic brew that's in vaxes. For 40 years, I've known how bad they were. Read the inserts, do your research, save your kids with 2 exclamation points. And Michelle, she don't usually raise her voice. So if she's putting this out here, y'all better take this to the bank. Try and tell you. Just letting you know you better take it to the bank. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat and the message. Nanny's take on the world. These daggone morning calls, I promise y'all, man, it's something. I'm reading all these big words before noon, and I usually don't read big words before noon. You know what I mean? That's just a rule of mine. That's a rule of mine that I like to go by. We all got to have our rules, and my rule is no big words before noon. It's helped me live 47 years by not using any big words before noon. Even when I go to school, I'm like, look, teacher, if you expect for me to join in on this conversation, you're sadly mistaken. You're misguided, because guess what? I don't use big words before noon. Well, with this morning show, bro, I'm just running through the big words, big word after big word. You know what I mean? Call it what you want, but you're not going to call it no small word. That's what you're not going to call it. That's what you're not going to call it. In other news, the Supreme Court appears likely to let students opt out of hearing LGBTQ books in classrooms. Y'all see so yesterday we talked about how these schools are still trying to force feed our children with certain books. You know what I mean? We talked about a couple of them. We showed a couple of them yesterday. Like the Prince in the Night, the story about the Prince in the Night. Not in the night, but a Knight, a night. And other stories, teaching our children about certain things that parents aren't comfortable with, and they're speaking out. So the Supreme Court's conservative majority appeared likely to rule in favor of religious parents in Montgomery County, Maryland, who seek to opt out their elementary schools children of classes involving storybooks with the LGBTQ plus characters, citing religious freedom concerns. This dispute, known as the Mahmoud versus Taylor, arose in 2022 when Montgomery County Public Schools introduced 5 storybooks featuring LGBTQ plus characters such as Prince and Knight, Uncle Bobby's Wedding, and Uncle Bobby's Wedding in the English language arts curriculum to reflect the district's diversity, but later eliminated opt-out options for parents. A coalition of Jewish, Christian, and Muslim parents argued that the school board's refusal to allow opt-outs violates their First Amendment right to freely exercise their religion, claiming the books promote values conflicting with their faith, and that young children cannot separate the teacher's moral messages with their family's beliefs. So it's not only Christians, and I'm thankful that this is happening, man. It's not only Christians, it's the Jewish community, it's the Muslim community, it's people actually realizing that these schools are trying to sully something that we've been placing these values into our children from day one, so that they're not of this world. You know what I mean? So that they are transformed by the renewing of their mind. That's biblical. A lot of y'all know that already. I don't know exactly which scripture that is, but these parents aren't having it. So check this out right here. Make sure y'all hit the like button, gang. And this is the Supreme Court that I was talking about, the information I was talking about earlier. Here we go. Let me go and cut this on.
It impacts a huge amount of Americans if all of a sudden they're not allowed to choose where to get health care.
Okay, this is not the video that I wanted to see. This is about Planned Parenthood. I don't want to see that. This is not the one I was talking about. Supreme Court appears likely to let. So they have the story right here that says Supreme Court appears likely to let students opt out of hearing LGBTQ plus books in class. Then when you go click the supporting video, it's about protesters trying to use Planned Parenthood. Like they want to. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So the community, they're protesting. They want to make sure that their books are inside of schools. They're holding up signs outside the school, outside the Supreme Court, saying protect trans kids. And the parents are holding signs up that says restore the opt-out, let parents parent. I agree with that 1000%. Let parents parent. Every family deserves to be seen. Read with pride, not prejudice. Damn that. Like they can read with pride and not prejudice at their homes. Like they can allow their children to read the books. I'm loving that parents are standing up for their children, man. I love that. All right. Now the LGBTQs, you know, they lit. They got their umbrellas and their bubbles. They're blowing bubbles. They got rainbow everywhere. What does the rainbow flag mean, man? What does that even mean? Like, why is the rainbow representation of the LGBTQ plus community? I don't get that. It's like every letter in the acronym comes with its own color. What does the rainbow mean? I really don't get it. Champion God's good design. So there's some good Christians out there. This person with the fake beard is reading an LGBTQ plus book and letting them know that it's not that bad. This person's name is Ricky Rose, and they're reading a children's book called Jack by Erica Silverman, demonstrating and demonstrators rally outside of the Supreme Court yesterday on April 22nd, 2025, while he read. So I love the fact that they got a mixture. You know what I mean? This is how it's supposed to be. You know, some people are for it and some people are not for it. Some people are freaks targeting our children, and I'm glad that parents are on the front lines defending their families. So I'm with that 1000%. I love the fact. What's with all the damn bubbles, bro? What's with all the damn bubbles? I really don't get it, man. This is to force feed children to learn about the LGBTQ plus community and to do those things. To me, it comes off as pedo vibes. It comes off as pedo vibes for me. But that's just my 2 pennies. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this right here. All right. Last bit of news that we're going to talk about is the judge halts deportations of Aurora ICE detainees to El Salvador. Now, probably something that you guys don't want to hear, but it's happening. A lot of people are making noise about this whole thing, and it's starting to resonate with some people. All right. So at least 11 detainees held at the ICE facility in Aurora have been transferred to the notoriously dangerous CCOT prison in El Salvador. I'm reading it from this website. It's called axios.com. That's where I'm getting my information. So if you want to go read it for yourself, here it is. According to Tim McDonald, legal director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Colorado. All right. So following Denver federal judge's temporary restraining order issued Tuesday, future transfers to the infamous mega prison could be halted for Venezuelans held in Aurora's processing center. Why does this matter? The order could benefit other detainees and marks the latest court ruling against ISIS actions. Driving the news, McDonald is representing 2 unnamed Venezuelan nationals detained in Aurora, who filed a lawsuit earlier this month against President Trump and other federal officials. The suit challenges the U.S. government's authority to deport them. On Tuesday, Denver federal judge Charlotte Sweeney ruled that the Trump administration cannot deport Venezuelan detainees in Aurora to a prison in El Salvador without providing proper notice and an opportunity to challenge the deportation in court. Sweeney's ruling follows her initial order last week that temporarily halted Alien Enemies Act deportations in Colorado and a Supreme Court decision on Saturday that blocked deportations at a Texas detention center under the same 1798 wartime law. So the big picture is this. Sweeney's decision affects not just the two Venezuelans named in the suit, but all the Venezuelan detainees in Aurora who face imminent deportation under the Alien Enemies Act. McDonald estimates that more than 100 detainees in Aurora could be affected by this ruling. So, yeah, these things are happening, man. Here's one of the people, 28-year-old Jose Eduardo Moran Garcia, a Salvadorian national, was sent back to El Salvador on March 28th. ICE Denver stated he is wanted for aggravated homicide, unlawful groupings, displacement of individuals, and robbery in his home country. And these are the people that we're trying to prevent from being deported from our country. This is nuts. Another 22-year-old Venezuelan, Yohendry Jerez Hernandez, I think that's Jerez Hernandez, was transferred, according to his attorney, despite no final deportation order being issued. And Nixon Perez, 19 years old, a Venezuelan living in Aurora, was among 238 Venezuelans deported on March 15th after being accused by federal immigration authorities of ties to the Tren de Agua gang. All right, and that comes directly from CBS News. Sweeney's temporary restraining order is in place until May 6th, but can be extended. All right. So whether the Trump administration appeals the Denver federal judge rulings, that's on the table. Officials from the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Attorney's Office did not immediately respond to Axios Denver's request for a comment. So that's where we are right now, man. They're trying to send these folk back to where they're just trying to get them up out of our country. And now they're just being picky on where they go and how fast they go. I think we're spending a whole bunch of taxpayers' money and time trying to figure this whole thing out. But it is what it is. Go ahead, go through the laws, do things the right way. I'm not trying to speed anything up, but I do want to do what I want to do for illegal immigration. I already done, and that's voting for Trump. And as we can clearly see, a whole lot of positivity has happened because of Trump being the president. And when I say positivity, some people might hear me say that and be like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? Positivity happened with Trump. This is nothing but negative. What are you saying? Trump has been the worst and this, then the other. This is my circles. These are the people that are in my real world. You know what I mean? And explaining certain things to them is pointless sometimes because all they're listening to is the turmoil that come from their echo chambers, who just want to complain about the what ifs and the what happens, but they don't know that these things were necessary and that the other administration would not have done it at all. Right? They didn't hold Biden accountable. They didn't hold Kamala accountable, nor did they hold their other presidents that they really looked up to and voted for. You know, like the Obamas. I mean, like Obama, like Clinton, like you name it. But now that they are fully in this whole, man, this world is messed up. And I was really trying to be behind a black woman being the first black president, black woman president, and first woman president, and that brother's racist, and everybody else that supports him is racist. Bro, it's I don't know, it gets on my nerves sometimes, man. It gets on my damn nerves. I just want to see our country do better. Is that too much to ask? I want to see people who are citizens of this country actually give a damn about other citizens of the country. That's it. For gay people and people in the LGBTQ plus community to think that conservatives hate them because they wanted to make sure that you guys keep your stuff separate from the kids and we're good. You guys keep your stuff out of the schools at such an early age and we're straight. Men, stay out of women's bathrooms. We're good. Men, stay out of women's sports and we're straight. Don't force us to do anything. Don't force the children to be a part of anything. And we good. That's all people are doing. They're trying to protect children and they're trying to protect women. And that's why a person like myself voted the way I voted, trying to protect women and trying to protect children. I won't even get into an all-out debate with anybody about my position. It's simple. It's that simple. I'm a man that put God and family before anything. And that is not only for my own family, but that's for other people too. If I'm out and about and a woman needs my help or a child needs my help, I'm going to help them. It's that simple. You know what I mean? I'm a door opener. When I see a woman coming up to the door and I'm about to go in, hey, let me get the door for you. Let me get the door. No sweat off my back. If I see somebody attacking or going after a woman or a child while I'm around, I'm at least say something. I might not jump in because I don't know karate. I don't think you should jump in anybody's affairs unless you know karate. Because the heroes on TV, they mostly know karate. Just jumping in there and saying, hey, what are you doing, buddy? Back up off of them. Go your way, and they're going to go their way. You leave them alone. You might get your ass whooped. So make sure you watch some Cobra Kai or something. I learned karate by watching Bruce Lee movies back in the day. Bruce Lee, what's my name? Chuck Norris? Yeah, Chuck Norris used to go all the way to Asia and do kung fu and do kung fu against the Asians. Like, this dude is a beast. This dude is a beast. So yeah, even if you're past your 30s, some of you inside the chat, let me know in the chat just with a thumbs up if you're past 30, if you're older than 30. Give me 2 thumbs up if you're older than 30 and you know karate. The people that put up 2 thumbs, make sure you befriend them. You want to have friends that know karate. You know what I mean? You want to have friends that know karate. Lisa Marie, she knows karate and she knows crazy. Me, I just know crazy. I don't know karate. And plus, my equilibrium is not what it used to be. So Courtney, she knows karate. Lisa knows karate. You know what I mean? Shannon knows karate. Some of y'all lying. Shelly from OC knows karate. Cornblood Raven knows karate. All right. Shane claims he knows karate. All right. But a lot of y'all are above 30 is what they're saying. So, but yeah, take up for yourself so you can be able to help others. But don't get in the middle of nothing that's going to get your ass whooped, your head, knocked in. Don't do that. Call the authorities. Snitch. I encourage being a snitch. Okay? If you're not in the game, snitch. If you're not a gangster and you're not a hustler out there doing dark business, the only time the no snitch rule applies is if you are in that game. And it makes sense. I'm actually for it. If you are out there hustling, selling drugs, or robbing people, you should not snitch on other people that's selling drugs and robbing people. Like, that's your world. That's your lane. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Have some honor in what you do. But if you're a citizen, you should be able to snitch on everybody. Citizens, that's what we have. Our power is in our phone. 911, hello? Somebody been attacked, 911. Hello? Yeah, this 911? Yeah, 911. Someone's been attacked. Please come out here and help them. I'm watching them. You want me to record it too? You say what? Go stop them? No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know karate. Sorry. I'll wait until y'all get here. Y'all know karate. I can't even do a roll anymore without my equilibrium messing up my mind. Like, how many times when the last time y'all ran and like did a roll, like a ninja roll, like you jump and ball up, roll over, and then you stand up? I want you to tell me if your head starts feeling a little funny after you do that. For me, it does. I don't have and I used to be a tumbler. I used to flip. I used to compete against other neighborhoods. You know what I mean? I was one of them hood kids that was, when somebody throw out their dirty mattress, me and my brothers or friends, we would go crazy. Be like, yeah, man, there's a mattress out there. Let's go and flip. I'm so surprised that I don't have no diseases, man, from childhood. That's nuts. That's nuts. That is nuts, bro. We used to stand on 10-foot tall fences and flip backwards off of them. Yeah, we was nuts. We was crazy. We was crazy. Like hood gymnastics, man, that was my thing, bro. That was my thing. I was the man. I remember those times like it was yesterday. Flipping against people. Telling everybody to move out the way. And seeing all my friends just looking like, man, he about to do something nuts. Then I start running full speed and do a round off. That's a cartwheel, but it's instead of coming down with 1 foot at a time, you come down on both of your feet. So you land on both of your feet. And then you do some, you know what I mean? And back in the day, when I was coming up, they had these pants, like baggy pants, like that. If you go and look at Coming to America, this is where this came from. There's a movie, Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America, when one morning Eddie Murphy and his Hakeem and Simi. Hakeem was his African name, and Simi was his best friend, Arsenio Hall. And him and Arsenio Hall was sparring. Like they had sticks and they was like, cow, 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 cow. And they was talking sugar honey iced tea to each other while they're sparring, right? And then they both had no shirt on and some baggy pants, some real baggy pants. Man, when the whole hood started wearing them baggy pants, bro. Whole hood. And then Arsenio Hall knocked the stick out of Eddie Murphy's hand and then started trying to sweep his feet with the stick. And then Eddie Murphy started doing backflip. Boom, 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 boom. And then he jumped up in the air and did a no-hand backflip. And then you look at his face and he was looking surprised. Like, bro, whenever I had on some baggy pants, bro, I was in it to win it. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. And then there were sketches. So I would go to these parties. Back in the day, parties was serious business. You did not go to parties back in the day to stand around and watch other people party. If you got in the party, you dance. And you were sweating within the first 10 minutes. I was dancing with every girl up in that bad boy, man. I'm trying to touch some butts. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get some numbers. I'm trying to show out so that when I leave, everybody talk about, man, he could dance. He could dance. Yeah. Glory days. I've been a dance machine. Dancing, dancing, dancing. He's a dance machine. Oh, baby. Ooh. I was a dance machine. I remember one time Diane got me these new shoes, man, because she didn't buy me new shoes all the time. Right. She bought me these new shoes and I ran track. and it was around Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving. In my school, it was at nighttime. It was a track meet at night. And Diane got me these shoes, and them bad boys had like they had the little straps on them. They had two or three straps on the top of them instead of laces. They had the straps, and I put on them straps, bro. I put on them shoes. I ran all the way down to the school. I ran all the way to the school, and I would have placed first place if I would have walked to the school. But I ran to the school because I was excited. I was ready to smoke people. I was ready to leave them in my dust. I ended up placing third in 2 races, and I won a Thanksgiving a Thanksgiving basket, which we needed because we didn't have turkey. It was Thanksgiving coming, and we didn't have any, turkey and dressing and all this other stuff that goes along with Thanksgiving. We really didn't celebrate Thanksgiving like that because it's a lot of pressure, for Diane to go out and buy all that food for that one day. And, we was barely getting food for the month. Like when we got that check from the government once a month, man, we would see her pull up in somebody's car, some random nigga's car that was standing outside the grocery store giving old ladies rides when they leave the grocery store. And she'd get a ride once that check come, and that brother would drive her home because we didn't have a car in our household. He would drive her home. We would see her pull up in front of the apartment, and we'd be like, wait a minute, she in the car. There's bags in there. Me and my brothers, man, we would go crazy. Me and my brothers in Luciano. Yeah. Good time. Good time. Yeah, man. Fat shoelaces. See, y'all going down memory lane inside the comments. I love it. I love it. I just had take it there. I don't know what about the judge halting deportations to ICE detainees had me go down this lane. But I'm sure if you watch it back, then you'd be like, okay, that's when. So it was that point. Something about, it was then right there where he started to go down the dark side. Yeah, I weave and I leave. I don't come back. What else? So yeah, that's all I have for the morning. That's the morning show this morning. Please make sure y'all tune in a little later to On Point. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, make sure y'all tune in at 5 to On Point with Van and Mika. And also I may do a live stream later on this evening. We'll see. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Per usual, y'all have been absolutely amazing. Hopefully you hit that like button already. All of my blues, Renee, Courtney, Lisa Marie, Shoemaker, Angel, Katarina, B, all of you guys. Thank y'all so much for being a part of what we're doing. Nanny's Take on the World. Thank you so much for pulling up and just helping out as much as you do. I appreciate that. All of my blues, y'all are dope. And for everybody who submitted a super chat, thank you so much. For everyone who signed up for my YouTube course that I have, thank you so much. We're about to hit 100 people inside of the Facebook group. Last night when I checked before I went to sleep, it was 99 people inside of the Facebook group. And I'm looking to we're definitely going to cross that today. I believe that we're going to get our 100th member inside of our private Facebook group. But I got to think of a way for us to have a good time and celebrate each other, love on each other. You know what I mean? And shout out to the 120 plus people who signed up for the YouTube course. All right. Shout out to all of you guys. Other than that, I am Van. We are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside of the coaching group or the Patreon as well. Make sure you check out this ad. Love y'all. See you next time. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have, trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing, we have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.